Wednesday, everyone. I am glad that you can be here. I forgot my apron. Can you believe that that's even possible? I don't ever forget my apron. Well, apparently, except for today. But you know me, I am the apron lady. I have quite a collection going of them now. And this one is purple, so it is definitely one of my favorites. Anything purple is one of my favorites. Okay, we are going to make buffalo chicken pizza today. And this is a good day for me to do it because my husband is not home and he's not a real fan of buffalo chicken anything. So we're going to do this and it's going to be super easy. You can do this at home. This is 100% keto and it hardly has any carbs in it at all. So first thing you want is 1 pound of ground chicken. Ugh. Okay, now you know me, and if you've joined me for any amount of my lives, you know that I really dislike touching raw meat. So that means it is definitely time for some vinyl gloves. Just really, yeah, it's one of those things. Everybody has their thing. So let me know where you are joining me from today. And how do you feel about touching raw meat? I know most people don't have an issue with it. I am one of those people that does have an issue with it. So we just deal. Now, I am also going to turn my oven on. Now, apparently, I am not very organized this morning. But oven is on, so by the time we have our pizza crust ready, the oven will be all heated up and it'll be good. Now, why did I start with a pound of ground chicken? Because the buffalo chicken is actually going to be our pizza crust, so that makes this very easy. Now, to this pound of ground chicken, we are going to add 1 egg. Probably should have cracked that in a bowl so that I didn't risk getting any shells in here, but I lucked out, no shells. Now to that, we're going to add half a teaspoon of TSL organic seasoning salt and 2 teaspoons of TSL organic Greek seasoning. Now, if you are not using TSL organics and you're buying a seasoning blend, this is important to remember. Most, not all probably, but most seasoning blends, even if they say organic, you'll find that they have fillers in them. Cornstarch, wheat gluten, sugar, whatever. TSL organics do not. I make all of this with the highest quality ingredients and no sugar at all. Hi, Del. So Del is away at work today, so I know that he's going to be very grateful that I'm making the buffalo chicken with hot sauce, and he doesn't have to eat any of it. Okay. Now we're going to mix this up so the egg, oh, and the other thing that we need in here is 1/4 cup of finely grated or powdered Parmesan cheese. Now this is not the cheap powdered stuff that it probably isn't real parm. This is powdered parm that is powdered from fresh. Yeah, so you want to make sure when you're doing keto that even when you're making something like this that you're using high quality ingredients, because high quality in gives you as a human being a high quality output. Okay, now you'll see looking at this that when you mix those ingredients together, it just turns into a kind of a soupy mess. Now I am going to do 2 pizza crusts with this. And before I put the chicken in there, I'm going to spray my pan with pan olive oil. You want to make sure that it doesn't stick. Okay, there's that. Now, because we want to make sure that we know exactly how much we're eating, because a pizza is kind of one of those things where if you're not keeping track of your ingredients, you really don't know how much you're eating. Now, if you are here with me today, say hi. Let me know that you're here. I really appreciate everyone who you're from. And are you doing keto? How is your keto journey? Oh, itchy nose. Okay. Whoops. Zero my scale. And I have 173 grams of my chicken pizza crust in here so far. And that is 106 ounces in here. If you're doing an individual pizza. Now, I'm doing an individual pizza in a non-stick pan that I've sprayed with Palm olive oil. Now, don't buy just a normal can of Palm, because a lot of times they are not oils that we want to be eating. Now, I am going to spread this out. I want a thin crust pizza. And we're going to throw this in a 400 degree oven for about 20 minutes. Now, I might have to add a little bit more to this than I thought, but we'll see. Yep, it's going to take a little more chicken than I thought, but that's okay because this is 6 ounces and we're okay to go up to about 8 ounces. Part of the weight in this is the egg. So we'll put a little more chicken in here. Okay, now this is our pizza crust, and look at how amazing this is. How easy is this? Okay. Now, this ground chicken I just got at my local supermarket. The spices, of course, are TSL spices, and if you are in Alberta or you want to order some, you can definitely send me an email, send me a message at This Shining Life. One of these days, very soon, this is going to be launched. It's going to be launched. So I'm working on it. Okay, now we're going to put this in our 400 degree oven. And I'm going to do this one later so I can take my meat gloves off because I'm not going to need those anymore. Alexa, set a 20-minute oven timer.
Oven timer, 20 minutes, starting now.
See, Alexa just never lets us down. She joins us all the time. Now, I don't know, where are you joining me from? Are you watching on Facebook, on YouTube? Are you following on Twitch? And watch for me. You can find me, This Shining Life, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Where else am I? TikTok. I've been doing TikTok videos. Now, one of the things that I want to do for us today is I want to talk to you a little bit about a TikTok video that I posted last night. Because what I posted about was my keto-friendly lemonade. You can see. I'll hold it up here. And you can see that this beautiful jug has got the incredible lights in the bottom that makes the lemonade look all pretty, and that's awesome if you're serving it to people. But lemonade isn't keto. Everybody knows that, except when it is. When you have leftover lemons, and this is an easy trick. If you have a couple that you know you're not going to use or you don't think you're going to use, slice them up. Put them on a parchment-lined cookie sheet, throw them in the freezer, and when they're frozen, you can use them for ice cubes in homemade lemonade, or you can use them for ice cubes in your water. And you can do the same with lime. I don't recommend that you do it with any kind of oranges because oranges have got more sugar in them. And it isn't that lemons have none, but it's a lot lower than oranges. Oranges are a lot sweeter. So 5 cups of water, 1 cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Please take the time to fresh squeeze your lemons. It's really easy. So if you've got kids at home, get your kids to do it. Now we are going to grab a glass. The Amson Naturals erythritol. Oh, there's some exciting news for you guys. We have a sponsor. Amson Naturals is liking what they see, and I've been promoting their products not because they've been paying me to do it, but because they are high quality products that I know I can use for myself and for my family, and you can use, and you can be confident that you're getting a good quality. So Amson Naturals is now sponsoring our get-togethers on Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays. So this has got Amson Naturals powdered erythritol in it, 5 cups of water, 1 cup of lemon juice, and just put the Amson Naturals powdered sweetener in here to taste. Don't use granular erythritol, and it doesn't matter what brand you're talking about, it just does not dissolve in a liquid the way sugar does. So using the powdered lets it stay consistent through whatever you're doing. And something like this, because you know the lemon pulp is going to settle to the bottom anyway, so just give it a little bit of a stir or a shake. And then when you pour your lemon or your lemonade, our frozen lemons that I put in there stay in the jug, and we just have a delicious glass of cold lemonade. And with our hot summer days coming up, this is going to be a wonderful treat. You know, it sits overnight and it gets even better. So make your lemonade the day before. I've got, I don't know, 5 or 6, yeah, something like that, 5 or 6 slices of lemon, and you can see them in here. Now those were frozen solid when I put them in, but they don't have to come out, and they're not going to water down our lemonade. So that is an awesome tip. 1 cup of lemon juice, 5.5 cups of water ish. Make it to taste. You're looking at about 2.5 grams of carbs per cup. So a measured cup in a measuring cup. So this is maybe half a cup, not even. So I'm only getting about 1.5 grams of carbs in here. And lemonade is strong enough that it doesn't take very much to make you happy. Now our pizza timer is ticking away, and we have some stuff to do. Now I love spicy foods, and it doesn't have to be hugely spicy, but it does need to be a little bit spicy. And so on this pizza, we are going to put jalapeno peppers. Now jalapenos, if you leave the seeds in them, they are quite hot. Not super hot, but a little bit hot. But if you take the seeds out, they are not hot. And I don't want jalapeno rings on mine, so I've cut the jalapeno in half. And now I'm just cutting strips because I want this sprinkled on. And this is going to be an awesome addition to our pizza. Now you can put anything you want on this pizza. Do you not like spicy? Well, that's okay. Don't use the hot sauce that we're going to use for the base. You can use tzatziki sauce. You can use ranch dressing. You can use... Now, if you're using tzatziki sauce or ranch dressing, tzatziki sauce, I actually have a video up. I think only on Facebook. So go and check that out. Maybe we'll have to do tzatziki sauce again now that we're kind of all over the place. But that makes a great sauce for your pizza. I don't use tomato sauce very often. I do occasionally, but I don't do it very often. And the reason that I don't is because tomatoes are a nightshade vegetable. And I don't react well to nightshades. They cause inflammation in my body, and I end up with a lot of lower back pain if I eat too much. And it's better now than it was when I started keto, but I know what it does, and I don't like doing things like that to my body. So this is half of a jalapeno. So we're going to measure this as well. Now, you know, I tell you guys all the time that it's important to measure, and because what I put in the oven, my intention is for it to be a personal pan pizza. So my lunch, I've been fasting for 36-ish hours, except for the lemonade that I just had and the jalapenos that I'm going to have. Or the chicken pizza that I'm going to have. That'll be the end of my fast. And then I will probably fast again for another 36-ish hours. Pardon me. So we have 26 grams of jalapenos, so about an ounce. If you're doing ounces rather than grams. Grams are easier to keep track of because, my goodness, grams are easier to keep track of because they're smaller. Smaller units are, in my brain, they're easier to keep track of. Now, the other thing that we want to do is measure out some mozzarella cheese. Now, when you are buying mozzarella cheese, you can buy the light cheese, which is lower in fat. You don't want that because anything, and I was just having this discussion with somebody a little earlier, anything that is lower in fat is higher in carbs. And carbs equal sugar. So we don't want that. Okay. We are going to put about, let's see, about half a cup, which is going to be about 2 ounces. So we're going to go about 56 grams-ish. So this doesn't need to be, there doesn't need to be tons and tons of cheese. Do you like extra cheese on your pizza? I could just have cheese roasted in the oven, and I've done that too. The problem with doing that is you roast all of the fat out of it, and then it's not quite as good for you. You don't get the fat that you usually have. So, pardon me. I have 56 grams of grated full-fat mozzarella cheese, and I have 26 grams of jalapeno pepper. Okay, I'm going to get the lid back on this. Now, the other thing that we're going to have in here is some sliced red onion. Red onion is beautiful on a pizza. Now, I know that the trend nowadays is to put the cheese on and then put the toppings on top. That is not how I roll. So I'm just going to take a little bit of onion. Oops, we'll zero the scale again. So I have 27 grams of onion. Let's make that 28-ish. So 28 grams of onion, 1 ounce if you're doing ounces. And so there are the toppings for our pizza, and our pizza is still a few minutes away from being done. So what else can you put on your pizza? If you're not wanting something spicy like I'm doing right now, what else can you put on? Well, the homemade sausage meat. Were you here when I did the beaver eggs? That sausage meat is very versatile. It's easy for you to make at home. So you can use that. You can make an all-meat pizza. Chicken meat crust, and then you can put whatever kind of meat you want on top. There are lots of keto pizza crust recipes out there, and I've done one before on this show. This one is low carb because all we've got in it, other than some Parmesan cheese and some spice, is an egg and some ground chicken. So it's really low carb. If you have trouble with almonds, or you have trouble with any kind of nuts, you don't want to be using a lot of the flours that or a lot of the recipes that call for almond flour. Coconut flour is never going to be my preference for doing something like this because coconut flour does have that little bit of coconut taste, and that isn't something that I want in a pizza. However, there is no reason, and maybe I'll have to experiment with this for somebody someday, there's no reason that you couldn't use some pineapple flavoring. Remember, pineapple is not keto, folks. It really isn't. It's very high in sugar. I am not a pineapple and ham Hawaiian pizza kind of person. We could have a whole discussion about that, but yeah, you people that do that to a pizza, shame on you. But because I know you're out there, I'm going to have to maybe try and see what I can do about coming up with pizza flavored coconut crust. And yeah, we'll try that another day. But you can put whatever kind of meat you want on here. Make sure that if you're putting veggies on here, you can use black olives, green olives. I wouldn't recommend broccoli, but if you do buffalo cauliflower, if you want a little bit of cauliflower on there, a few slices, thinly sliced tomatoes are fine. Not for me so much, but if that's what you want to do on your pizza, then by all means do it. If you don't want the Frank's Red Hot, and this is what I'm using today, is Frank's Red Hot sauce. This is keto friendly. Now this is a huge big bottle of it. You can get these at Costco, I'm sure probably in Canada and the States. I bought this in Canada. It was a 2-pack and it was super cheap. So that makes a great sauce for the base of your pizza. Pardon me, I did not have this frog in my throat before I came on the air today. And for the first time, did you notice that I'm showing you my lemonade rather than my coffee? But that is not to say that I don't have a cup of coffee on the go, because I do, and today again was almond flavor sugar-free syrup in my coffee. Okay, so we've got the jalapenos chopped up, we've got the cheese grated, we've got the onions all sliced up. I had this all done ahead of time, and you can make a few of these crusts if you're doing the personal size ones. You can make a few ahead of time and you can freeze them, or you can put them in your fridge. So when you want to make a quick lunch, you've got them available already. And we've still got 5 minutes before, pardon me, before our pizza crust timer is going to go off, I think, but I'm just going to check it. Oh, yeah, it is looking lovely. Okay, so what else do we need to talk about? Salt and pepper are always important, but because we're putting Parmesan cheese in the pizza, and we use the Greek seasoning in there. Now, if you're not a fan of Greek seasoning, and it has a little bit of a tangy taste to it, you can use Italian seasoning. You can use, I mean, it's chicken. If you wanted to use poultry seasoning and salt and pepper, by all means, you can do that, or poultry seasoning and seasoned salt, both of which you can get from TSL Organics if you choose to. Pardon me. I will be doing this pizza recipe in a TikTok video as well. So go and check me out on TikTok. Please share my videos. Now, I had somebody tell me a little while ago that they really didn't have an extra half hour in their day to join us on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So you can send people that don't have the time, or you don't think will take the time, send them one of my 1-minute TikTok videos. I've got lots of information up there already. There's lots more to come, because I'm trying to make sure that I can be there for you in as many ways as possible. Okay, now lemonade glass is almost empty, and we have 4 minutes left, and I am just going to we don't even need that extra 4 minutes, folks, because this is done. Okay, look at this. Just set this on a cloth. Now you can see that this isn't terribly brown, so it isn't going to be super crunchy, but it's going to be a perfect texture for a pizza crust. Now, just get this bottle of hot sauce open. Now, this is all we're going to put. Now, I could thicken this a little bit. If you put a little bit in a bowl with just a wee bit of Amson Naturals almond flour or xanthan gum, Now, here's the thing about Amson Naturals, and this is important to me. Amson is a Canadian company, Canadian owned, Canadian operated, and I think that is awesome. Now, I want this right out to the edge of the crust so that we get that buffalo chicken flavor. Check this out. This is awesome. Okay. So there wasn't lots and lots go on there. There was nowhere near an ounce. Maybe a tablespoon or two, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so we have that on there. Now, we are going to put our jalapeno peppers on there. Now, this is not going to take all of what we chopped up. So, make sure that you, if you don't use everything that you prepared to put on your pizza, weigh what you have left over so that you know what you've got on your pizza. Now, a little bit of red onion. And again, this isn't a terribly big pizza, so I measured out an ounce, but it's not going to take that. I'm not putting this, now if it was a cold pizza crust out of the fridge, I could just set it on the scale and do it, but because this pan is hot, I don't want to risk my scale. So I've got a little bit of onion on there, and again, I didn't use anywhere near what I had prepared. So, I'm going to put a little bit more onion over here. There we go. Now, on top of that, we are going to put our mozzarella cheese. And I am a little bit of a cheese snob. I love my cheese. Carbs, but I'm not giving up cheese. Okay. Now we have this on here. So we had, what did we say, 2 ounces of cheese. So that's not a ton of cheese, but it is enough for our pizza. Now, we are going to pop this back in the oven at 425. Now, I'm going to have that in there for about 5 minutes. And we'll take a look at it at the 5-minute mark, and we'll see if the cheese is all melty and bubbly and yummy. And it likely will be at that point. And that's as easy as it is. You can serve it piping hot. Good morning, Evelyn. You can serve it piping hot right out of the oven, and you've got a beautiful pizza. You can bake that crust. You can put it on as big or as small a pizza pan as you like. It doesn't have to be round. It can be square. It can be whatever shape you want to make it. Do some triangle ones for the kids.
Your oven timer is on.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, set a 5-minute oven timer.
Oven timer.
Oven, my onions are still going to have a bit of a crunch. The jalapenos are still going to have, you have a meeting afterwards. You might want to have onion breath when you go to your meeting after lunch. But this is going to be delicious. If you have kids, get your kids involved. There's no reason that they can't put on.
I'm not sure about that.
Look at who's listening to us. Huh. And Alexa,
Sorry, I
stop.
didn't understand.
Okay, now she's not listening. Make this a family event. This is not about grown-ups doing keto. This is about families doing keto. This is about raising little people to know what good nutrition is. This is not about weight loss. This is not about reversing disease. This is about giving your body good nutrition so that your body can heal disease, so that your body can get rid of the excess weight that it has. That's what this is about. You can gain weight on keto. I promise you it's true. I know it from personal experience. So, get everybody involved. Teach your kids what good nutrition is. Don't be filling them full of fruit that is full of sugar and cookies and cakes that are full of carbs and taking them out to McDonald's. There's no reason that you can't go out for fast food. Go to A&W and have a lettuce-wrapped burger. Teach them what good food is. Or make it at home. Teach them to cook. There isn't a better. Teach them how to nourish their body. And the best way for you to do it is to teach by example. Whether you're talking about your children or your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren, doesn't matter. Everyone can benefit from this. Our family got together, and well, some of our family, because there are limits. Pardon me, for get-togethers, and I took a tray of beaver eggs. And if you did not watch my Spring Has Sprung beaver egg video, a lot of fun. They were very popular there who are not eating keto, and they love them. Keto food is not some weird cardboard tasting bunch of yuck. So if you're not doing keto, do some research and find out what it is that we do, because it's high fat, it's low carb. That's it. Moderate amount of protein. And if you're doing that, you are nourishing your body the way the human animal was designed to be nourished. We were not designed to live on vegetables. We were not designed to eat low fat. We were designed to eat high fat, medium, moderate protein, and low carb. And it's important that we think about that. Now I'm just going to peek. Oh, that cheese is getting all melty and yummy. How do you like your cheese on your pizza? Do you like that beautiful brown crust? Or do you like it just all melty? And however you like it is the way you should have it. This is a great way. If you've got little kids, use ramekins. And you can do the chicken crusts ahead of time so that they've just got little tiny 4-inch pizza crust so that they'll eat the whole thing. And then let them put their own sauce on it.